Well, hello there. My name is Mark Mars, and I love helping trainers, presenters, workshop facilitators, and presenters in general just really take their results to the next level. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about the mindset of someone that's a professional when they put together a presentation. You see, how an amateur thinks about a presentation and how a professional thinks about it is very different. And hopefully, as you watch this video, I really am speaking to someone that wants to make that journey from the basic skills or the intermediate skills to the advanced level and share with you insights that have really helped me along my journey as I've really looked to finesse my skills in the area of communication, in the areas of public speaking, in the areas of presenting to small groups, medium-sized groups, and large groups. And I really want to share with you three simple things that you can think about as a designer or when you're designing a presentation that you're going to give to an audience. Because what we often find, and I'll say this till the cows come home, is basically a lot of people still are doing the show up and throw up. A lot of people are still randomly putting ideas together on slideshows and PowerPoint slides, and they're just not being as impactful as they really could be. So it's time to take our results to the next level, folks. It's time to really ask ourselves some powerful questions before we start to put our slides together and, make our art show, so to speak, right? So let's get into it. So here are three things that you can think about when you are actually putting together your PowerPoint presentation, right? This is not going to be about what images to choose, where to put the images and all that fun stuff, what font to use. I've talked about that in other videos. You can research that till the cows come home again, right? But today, let's jump into it. Three key points. Number one, outcome. Next, three key points. Next is why the topic. So let's break them down. Number one, outcome. What we often find is that basically people will put together information, but they won't actually think about what's the outcome that I'm actually looking to create with my presentation. And what you really need to think about is my audience right now, what do they currently think about the topic? What do they currently feel about the topic? And what do they currently do in this area of the topic? What do they think, feel, and do? Then professional presenters go, okay, what do I want my outcome to be? Or what new thinking, feeling, doing do I want to create as a result of my presentation? And one of my great mentors once said that really it is all about the outcome. God forbid, it's all about creating a new action in our audience or potentially a new level of awareness, but the new level of awareness should still lead to a new outcome. And ultimately, we need to let that outcome drive everything that we actually do in our planning process. And thinking, okay, my outcome is for my audience to do XYZ, to buy a product, to, go off and do XYZ, or to, behave differently. And when we nut that out, or when we get such clarity around that, everything then drives towards that. Okay, so what is the outcome you're looking to create? So what do they currently think, feel, do? And what do you want them to think, feel, do about the topic that you're presenting on? Very core idea that professional presenters think about, amateurs don't. Next one is three key points. Now, when you're presenting, ultimately, you really should be able to, after your presentation, be able to walk up to someone, God forbid, and ask them, all right, you've just watched my 1 hour presentation on my 2 hour keynote or my whatever. What are three key points that you remembered from my presentation? And ideally, what a concept, they can actually give you those three core points back. And great professionals are able to really lock things into three core points and to really drive those home. And those three core points are going to really be the engine to that big outcome that you're looking to create, right? And everything that you do is leading towards that outcome. Okay, which is point number one of this video, right? What's the outcome that you're looking to create from your PowerPoint presentation or from your keynote, whatever it may be? So number one, define your outcome. What new action do you want your audience to take after listening to you? Then second is, what are 3 core points that are going to drive people towards taking that new action? Now, third one that you need to think about as you're designing your presentation, no matter what text it is, whether you're training people on safety or leadership or, on public speaking skills or convincing people to buy your product or do your thing, your training program, your whatever it may be, or implementing a brand new proposal at the workplace, whatever it is, right? The third thing to think about is, why you? Why you, in regards to why are you the best person to talk about this topic, and why is this topic important? Okay? Because what we often find is that people will make the assumption that people, their audience, will automatically know that you have some skills and knowledge around this area. If you don't actually lay out your credibility, then what? As an audience member, what should I listen to you? Literally, why? And we need to realize that there's actually 4 types of learners in your audience, 4 types of participants, 4 types of humans in your audience. And one of those types is someone that is very much focused on the why. And if you don't address the why, you're going to lose them very quickly. And that's why around why you, and also why this topic. If you don't nail that very early on in your presentation, you're going to lose them. You really are. And if you want to act as a professional, communicator, influencer, you need to start to think in these terms. You can't just walk in, click, 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 do your PowerPoint slides, done, happy days, and walk away and hope that new actions take place. It's not the way it works, folks. You need to start thinking very strategically, and you need to be driving everything you do in every presentation with these core underlying ideas. What's the outcome? What do you want people to go out thinking, feeling, doing? What are the 3 key points or 3 areas that are really going to drive towards that happening? And then last of all, you have to address very early on, why this topic? And if you don't, you're not really going to be as influential as you really could be. All right. Professionals spend time in these areas, defining these areas. Maybe they do it on some sticky notes. Maybe they do it on a flip chart. And I've done many other videos on how to plan these presentations and all these things. But professionals spend time in this place before they go actually in creating, the slides and making them fancy. Because it's not about that. It's about how clear are you on these things? Because this is the underlying core that's going to really create the supercharged petrol, gasoline, whatever we want to call them, around the other stuff. The other stuff is a secondary stuff, because if you got this stuff clear, that stuff kind of takes care of itself. And you can have a really boring, looking presentation, but if your conviction and your clarity is clear in these areas, the outcome, think, feel, do after, or even think, feel, do inside the room, if you want to sell them a book or sell them a program, an in-room outcome is perfectly legitimate. A out-room outcome is legitimate as well. Your 3 key points, what do you want people walking away remembering? Get clear on that. And last of all, why you? Why the topic? All right. Professionals spend more time in this space than amateurs. Amateurs just throw their stuff together and hope for the best. All right. Hopefully you got some value from the video. Really, if you're wanting to move towards being professional, spend time in the places that matter the most. On that note, folks, thanks for watching the video. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Let's get this video out there, folks. And let's really look at how we can be a professional when we're presenting our information. Thanks for watching, team.